All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the SDPGA Junior Catalyst Series. The Catalyst Series serves as an opportunity for our members to learn more about careers in golf and how to navigate its landscape. Joining me in this Catalyst today is my fellow moderator, Kim Falcone, PGA member and assistant golf professional at La Jolla Country Club. Our panelists this evening consist of Holly Kennedy, PGA member, the owner of Emerald Isle Golf Course and president of the San Diego Junior Golf Association. Natalie Vivaldi, PGA member, the Director of Instruction at Emerald Isle Golf Course and the SCPGA, the current SCPGA Women's Player of the Year. Leslie Spalding, a PGA member, LPGA member, a former LPGA player, and former San Diego State University and Missouri State University women's head golf coach. Jeffrey Dean, PGA member, the Director of Player Development at PGA West. Hannah Facchini, PGA associate, the assistant golf professional at Victoria Club, and most of you should know Raynard Belmonte, the junior golf manager of the Tour de Tour Cup. For the first half hour of our Catalyst, each panelist will share their own personal journey through golf and what led them to pursue a career in golf. For the last half hour of our Catalyst, we will have a brief discussion with our panel and answer any questions you may have. At the end, we will conclude with a Kahoot trivia game in which you will win. If you win, you will win SCPGA Junior Tour and Tour de Tour Cup branded tee gifts. So starting the Catalyst, please welcome Holly Kennedy.
Good evening, everybody. Am I going to be asked questions or?
I'm sorry, Holly. Yeah. So if you don't mind, just give us a brief introduction to your background in golf.
Sure.
What led you to pursue a career in golf?
I will do so. I am born and raised in San Diego and actually started my world in golf in San Diego Junior Golf. And I am currently the owner of Emerald Isle Golf Course, which is a little 18-hole executive course up in Oceanside with my husband, John, who's also a PGA member. I had the great fortune of going to UCLA when it was not as difficult to get into and had a chance to play a couple years on the team there. And once I got out of UCLA, I got right into the golf business and made my way back home to San Diego to work at Singing Hills, which then became Sequan Resort, which is now Singing Hills again, and work under your former executive director, Tom Addis, which was an incredible opportunity for me. And happened to meet my husband there as well. And when we left Singing Hills in 2010, I started Kennedy Golf, which was my golf tournament planning company. At Singing Hills, I was the tournament director there, so I had a chance to learn every possible angle and bit about tournament operations, and I loved it. I loved the operations side, and I loved organizing and helping people. And so when I left Singing Hills, I got to work with a whole bunch of different nonprofits and charities throughout San Diego, including Charlie Hoffman, who some of you may know. He's a PGA Tour player here in San Diego, and I've worked with his foundation for many years now, helping him run his Pro-Am. And then we ended up here at Emerald Isle, and we're in our 10th year of owning and operating Emerald. And can't remember how many years ago, but this one,
I think 5. I think halfway, I've been here 5 years.
5 years ago, Natalie walked in as a college player and was home for vacation and needed a place to play. And she had such good manners and the best golf swing I'd ever seen. And I said, you can play here and do anything you want. And so she came into our lives at that point, graduated, and she'll get to tell you her story and what that's turned into. But I'm very proud to have her sitting next to me. And that's it in a nutshell. Thank you for giving me a couple extra minutes. It's been a long journey.
Thank you, Holly. Next, we're going to please welcome Natalie Vivaldi.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for having me a part of the call. As Holly was just mentioning, I started my college golf career. Well, actually, let me back up a little bit. I'm born and raised here in Oceanside, California, where Emerald Isle is located. Played junior golf. I started North County Junior Golf, moved to San Diego Junior Golf, and also played the SCPGA Toyota Tour Cup growing up. I earned a college scholarship to the University of Colorado at Boulder. I played at Boulder for 3 years before transferring to play for the most amazing coach in the world, Leslie Spalding, who is on this call as well. Got to finish out my senior year really strong over with Leslie at San Diego State, which was really fun to be back home. And then being back home, I waltzed into Emerald Isle one summer and asked to be able to practice, and Holly was generous and said, whatever you want. So I kind of had never really seen a female golf course owner before. I thought it was incredible and really inspiring. And so after practicing and playing here and playing on the Symetra tour for a couple of years, I came back in and I said, can I have a job in the cart barn? I just need a little side money when I'm in town. And that job in the cart barn turned into a job in the pro shop, which turned into starting Friday clinics, which turned into private lessons. And so, you know, within, I think, 4 years, I became the director of instruction, joined the PGA. I finished the PGA program in a calendar year, which was pretty much a whirlwind. It was really fast, but I wouldn't change it for the world. If you would have asked me when I was 15, 16 years old, I would have said, no way, I'm not working in the golf industry. I'm going to be a professional golfer. But sometimes life changes, and I figured my passion, through the PGA program, I can not only coach and grow the game, but I can also still play and compete. As you were saying, I won the Player of the Year for the 2023 SCPGA. So I got to compete and travel and go all over California playing events. And through winning Player of the Year, actually, I'm able to, this year in about a month, I got an exemption to an LPGA Monday qualifier, which is so exciting. I mean, that's kind of in a backwards way ended up back on the tour a little bit. So the choice to join the PGA and grow the game and everything has been really fun, and just really grateful for the opportunities and all the people I get to meet and the juniors I get to help along the way. If there's anything I can do for any of you on the call, please reach out to me at Emerald.
Me too.
Holly's the boss. Awesome. Holly's the best.
Thank you, Natalie. Next on the call here, please welcome Leslie Spalding.
Hi, I'm Leslie Spalding, former SDSU coach. I grew up in Billings, Montana, and started playing golf at 13 after my mother forced me to play a lot of music, which I didn't enjoy. I played handbells, piano, trumpet, flute. I had to be in marching band. I had to do like state stuff and perform and stuff. So I was very used to practicing. And so when golf found me, I was all in. I was a sports nut, so not a music nut. But music taught me everything I needed to know in order to practice and to become really good at something. And when the weather was good in Montana, I was practicing. If it was, barely snowing, I was out there, because that's where I wanted to spend my time. And it was something I could become really good at all by myself and not have my older sisters judging me. They were off doing their social things, and there I was by myself at the golf course, so happy. I ended up getting a scholarship to University of Alabama, and played my 5 years there, which was awesome, having that 5th year, and decided to turn pro. I was not good enough. I will tell you that Title IX for women's golf has really changed the world for women. Title IX was put in over 51 years ago, and it was meant to help women gain access for drama club or to be a lawyer or whatever, where they were previously denied. And it turned out to be an athletics phenomena because the number of scholarships had to match the demographics of the school. And so when I was a senior in college, my scoring average was 77.8, and I was ranked 54th in the country. If you look at the college statistics now, 54th in the country is averaging almost under par, as an average. So you look at where women's golf has come from 1991 to now, and it's all because of Title IX and the opportunities that federal funding for equal participation has made. So I'm a huge advocate for women participating in sports, or anybody participating in sports, but it's really made the playground equal. After graduating Alabama, I moved to Florida. I worked for my teammate at Alabama's father at a golf course, at a public golf course where I gained my PGA membership, and did that. I worked on my game every hour that I wasn't working in the pro shop. I was working on my game, and I had a teacher that I started taking from there, and he really made me good over a 2.5 year period where I went from 77.8 to 73, and I gained access to LPGA after going through my 4th time in 1995 for the 96 season. I played 10 years on tour. I had 7 top 10s. I had a pretty successful career where I made enough money to live on, which is difficult in that. But I did have to get a job right away after retiring. Where I started college coaching, I was high school coaching and teaching in Montana first, but I started college coaching at Montana State University, and I jumped right into being a head coach, which I wish I had been an assistant, so I could have learned from somebody how to do it rather than make everything up on my own. Because going from a self person where everything is about me and going to being a mother of all these kids and being a coach is a whole different thing. But after 3 years there, the job at San Diego State came up, which was my dream school. I got my dream job coaching at San Diego State. And after 10 years coaching there, I've had so many wonderful people that I had the opportunity to coach and recruit and be a part of, and including Natalie, but so many great people. And I've been retired for a couple of years, but I'm just about to start helping juniors like yourself through the process of getting into college and making decisions and figuring out where you belong in terms of what division or what level school. So that's kind of my next thing. I love being around young people and the energy that young people have. So want to use my knowledge and experience for that.
Thank you, Leslie. Next on the call, we have Jeffrey Dean.
Well, hello. I'm an old guy, so I have a long story. I grew up in Southern California. I played junior golf. I grew up in Pasadena, right next to Brookside Golf Course. And I played a ton of junior golf as a kid. Though I was a baseball player, and one of my teammates dared me to go out and play golf one day with him, and I was terrible. And I thought I was pretty good at most sports, and then I started playing golf and realized I wasn't. And so I've been on this lifelong journey to be decent at golf, and I'm still going. So that's kind of where I started in the game. I was terrible, and I knew it. So I just kept going. So I played junior golf in high school. I made my ranks up through to #1 player in high school in La Cañada, and then I went on to University of San Diego. I played 4 years at USD. My somewhat of a competitor with Leslie there at San Diego State, but anyway, played 4 years at USD. Had a phenomenal experience down in San Diego. We played 365 days a year. We traveled a lot. I was fortunate at the time that I was on the team that I was good enough to be on the traveling squad. So I traveled all over the country with the team, and that was a fantastic experience. One of the years on the team, we actually traveled to Augusta College's tournament in the spring, which allowed us to compete in Augusta. And then the Monday of the Masters, we were able to go to the Masters and see all the pros warming up and doing their practice rounds. So it was a phenomenal experience. Anyway, long story short, I had a pretty good college career. I wasn't exceptional, but I always had the dream in mind to be a touring pro. And so literally, I graduated on a Saturday and from USD, and on Monday I was qualifying for the US Open. So I probably should have waited and just enjoyed the fruits of my labor in college. But I went right into pro golf. I turned pro, so to speak. Played on the mini tours, traveled all over the country, a little bit outside in Mexico, in Canada. And then, like many of us, my game had not kept up, or my money had not kept up with my game. and I had to make a decision, and I decided to get into, I wanted to stay in the game. A good friend of mine was the head professional at a club in the Palm Springs area. And so I just, signed up. I'm like, I really don't want to be here, but here I am. So that started my journey as a club professional. And I didn't realize how much I was going to fall in love with being a club pro. I learned so much on that side of the business. I cut grass, I taught, I ran tournaments. I did basically everything. And I had the opportunity to work for Arnold Palmer Golf Management at the time. So I was able to travel to Orlando on many occasions and spend time with Mr. Palmer. So just the idea of being in the club business, it enabled me to really expand my horizons. And of course, I entered the PGA program, and it allowed me to become a PGA member. And it was an inroad to compete, because I never had competition was never too far from my mind. So at the time, the winner of the section championship in SoCal got into the Bob Hub Classic, got into Riviera at LA Open, and then also San Diego. So I won it probably well before all of you were born. But anyway, I won it in 2003, and I was able to play in 3 tour events that year. And I played in a number of other tour events around the country, but that was a pretty special time. I played at Riviera twice on the PGA Tour. I've played with all the guys and have lots of stories that I can't share here. But anyway, it has been a fantastic experience as a club professional and as a PGA member. My focus now has always been, well, I segued through the business into becoming a teacher. I love the game. I was taught by an amazing teacher, and I didn't realize that I was going to be a good one until I started teaching myself. I always thought that I was going to be a good player. Anyway, I fell in love with the one-on-one connection with my students. And so now I'm the director of player development at PGA West. I actually grew up there. My dad was a member, and I was in high school at the time when the doors opened. And now I've come full circle, and I'm the director of instruction there, basically. So golf has been a beautiful opportunity for me in my life. As a minority, it hasn't always been easy, but I'm totally blessed. I've met so many amazing people in the game. I've been able to travel around the world and do the thing I love to do. So with some of these crazy pictures on the wall behind me are some of my life experience, playing on the tour, going to the Open, playing in some of the national championships. And by the way, yes, I'm playing in this year's PGA Pro National Championship. I got into the tournament. So anyway, I love to be a golf professional, but I also love to play, and it allows me at 57 years old. I've got 3 kids, 2 grandkids. They call me Papa Coco. Won't tell you why, but anyway, you can probably tell why they call me Coco. But anyway, so anyway, life is good. Golf has been an amazing experience, and I've gone way too long, but you gave me the mic, so here you go. Anyway, thanks so much. And if I can answer any questions and kind of dive into the weeds a little bit about different parts of my career, I'd be happy to help.
Thank you again, Geoff. Next on the call, we have Hannah Facchini.
Hi, everyone. Happy to be here, and happy you all are too. So my story, so I grew up in Central California, in a little town called Hanford, little dairy town. And I started golf when I was 14. So I was in high school, and compared to most these days, that's pretty late. So I had to work really hard with the future I had and wanted to get to. So I started at 14, and then after high school, I got a scholarship to play at UC Riverside. So I got to play Division I golf and compete at the highest level, which was the best 4 years of my life. I really cherished those times being a collegiate golfer, and actually played against Natalie on this call as well, and in some tournaments, so pretty cool. The golf world is very small, as you'll find as you continue, so it's pretty awesome. But after I graduated from UCR, I wanted to continue to compete. I just felt like I wasn't done yet. So I did qualify for the US Women's AM, went to Tennessee for that. I went to the North-South Women's AM, Canadian Women's AM. And so I traveled everywhere and played in the top amateur events. And then decided to turn pro. That year, I was also the assistant golf coach at UC Riverside. So that was also really awesome, kind of being on the other end of college golf as a coach and learning that aspect of it, which was probably the most life-changing year. And big kudos to all you college head coaches out there. But I realized it wasn't really the lifestyle I wanted, was to compete and be a professional golfer. I wanted to build relationships with people and teach people. And so around that time, I ended up becoming a field staff member at the SCPJ section for the junior tour. So I was on the field staff team working tournaments for about 6 months. And then a front desk receptionist job opened up at the section office. And I said, why not? And so I ended up being the front desk receptionist for about 6 months after that. Then a junior golf position opened up. So I got promoted to the junior golf tour. So I have helped coordinate and manage for the Players Tour, for the Toyota Tour Cup and the JDT. And I did that from 2019 to about 2022, working with Ray and Will here on the call as well. And then eventually I got promoted to the player development program and the foundation department. So I ran all the local drive, chip, and putt tournaments in Southern California, along with the sub-regionals, and then helped with day-to-day, month-to-month annual foundation events and clubs for youth programs and donations and fundraising for the section. And then just about 6 months ago, I wanted to turn my career around and kind of go a different direction. And so I'm at my first green grass facility. I'm at Victoria Club in Riverside as an assistant golf pro. And I really found like I love teaching, and I don't know the business side. And so I'm learning a whole lot and just taking as much as I can every day, and just learning as much as I can. There's so many different avenues and routes you can take in this industry. And I've been very lucky to have those unique experiences. And I just want to continue that and shift my career in any way I can. So that's about me. That's it for me.
Thank you so much, Hannah. And then last on the call here, we have Raynard Belmonte.
Thank you, William. Hello, everyone. My name is Ray Belmonte, and thank you for joining in on the Zoom call today. I started playing golf at around 7 years old. Like many other kids around that age, you play multiple sports to try and see what interests you. So I tried other sports like tennis, basketball, and soccer. I stopped playing golf, unfortunately, due to me not liking it as much as the other sports. But after a few years, I started to pick up golf again at about 12 years old. And all it took was playing the course a few times and a few times on the driving range. So the first competitive golf experience I had was at my home course, which was Los Serranos in Chino Hills, and I played in very small junior tournaments there. After that, I went on to play a few US Kids tournaments to get more familiar with tournament golf, and that led me to play on the SCPGA Junior Tour for the Players Tour. I struggled a lot when I first started playing competitive golf and shot very inconsistently. I would shoot from the high 70s and even into the 90s. I eventually made it to the Toyota Tour Cup after a long time when I was a junior in high school. And that was pretty much my primary goal as a junior golfer, as we see the Toyota Tour Cup as an elite level in junior golf here in Southern California. After playing on the Toyota Tour Cup for only 1 year, I was not sure if I was going to play college golf, but an opportunity came by when I got an athletic golf scholarship to play at Cal State Dominguez Hills in Carson. I was actually college teammates with William for 3 years due to him being a year older. And that was actually a really fun time to experience with him. And I'm pretty sure we'll never forget. I played from the years 2016 through 2020. And unfortunately, my senior year got cut short due to COVID. I still graduated with my bachelor's degree that year in business with a concentration in sports management, thanks to online classes. During the fall season of my senior year of college, I decided to get a part-time job to gain work experience, and I got a pro shop job at a golf course near where I lived called Mountain Meadows Golf Course in Pomona. I worked there for about 2 years, and after that, I decided I needed to move on and get a full-time job. I went on the internet to look for jobs, and I saw the SCPGA Junior Tour was hiring a junior golf coordinator position. So I interviewed for the role and got the job. I did that for a year and got promoted to a senior coordinator position the next year, and then recently got promoted to junior golf manager for the Toyota Tour Cup this past January. So it's been about 2 years, and it will be 3 years coming in November. So working for the SCPGA has been an absolutely amazing experience. I'm very thankful for. I run golf tournaments for a living, so I'm very fortunate to witness golf's next generation of players, and I'm very confident in the talent we have for golf's future. So if you ever have any questions about the SCPGA Junior Tour or about the Toyota Tour Cup, you may find my contact info on our website, and feel free to email me. And don't hesitate or be shy in contacting me. So thank you everyone for having me.
Thank you so much, Ray, and thank you for all our panelists for sharing their story in golf. Leading on to our discussion here, the first question I want to ask you all is, what advice would you give someone interested in a career in golf? Feel free to unmute yourself at any point.
I would say just go for it. I mean, you got to follow your dreams and passions, number one, but whatever you want is out there and you just have to chase after it. But go for it. I mean, we all took a chance on our golf and used it as a career, and it's been amazing for me.
I would say don't ever rule it out. I would have never thought I would have done it. I actually said, no, I'll never do it. And then it's funny what the world has in store for you when you say that you're never going to do it. But I would say don't rule it out, because it was the greatest decision I ever made. Now I get to compete and play. I get to grow the game. I pretty much live in the dream. So don't rule it out.
I'll add to be willing to try anything and everything. There's so many avenues in this industry, from working at a section to working at a facility to strictly teaching to working with veterans to working with juniors, college coaching. I mean, the list goes on. So there's so many different routes. Don't think it's one direction. There's many forks in the road that you can take, and you just got to find what you like to do.
Yeah,
Go
go.
ahead. Oh, I was going to say, my father was a physician, and you would think that I was actually going to follow in his footsteps. But he encouraged me to follow my dreams. So luckily I had a parent that didn't want to force me to do what he did. And I had to make my decision on my own. But ultimately, I always wanted to lift people up. And I felt like through the game of golf, I could do that. Whereas I felt like, being a doctor was just getting people not being sick. So anyway, I followed my heart, followed my dreams, but luckily I had parents that pushed me or to let me, make my own decisions. So anyway, go for I think the general theme is go for your dreams.
Yeah, I was going to add too that Southern California, the network within the golf industry is so powerful and so strong. And all of you that are members of the SCPGA Junior Tour and their programs, you now are part of that network. And everyone on this call, and there are tens beyond us that will all be here to take your call, answer your questions, hold on to your resume, help you find a place to maybe start, dip your toes in. I can't speak highly enough of how close-knit and how powerful our Southern California section is, and just this area in general, and how gracious and kind all these people in the industry are. It's a family, it really is. And I'm lucky to have been born and raised here. And I just, I can't speak highly enough of that. So along with what everyone else has said about give it a try, if you're at all interested, it could be as simple as starting with picking driving range balls at a local club, or, working with juniors and helping a coach like Natalie and volunteering. If you're still in school and need community service hours, being able to step in and be, you know, a coach along with someone like Nat, or volunteer anywhere. There's a lot of ways to check out the golf industry. And I will admit, I was not one in college that had a plan. I had no plan. I was a sociology major, and it took me 5 years to get through UCLA because I was having way too much fun. But I ended up in golf, and it was amazing. And I've had all these different experiences now. So just know that you're in a great place being here, being a part of this association and being in SoCal.
All right, the next question for our panel here is, what are the best resources for people who are interested in a career in golf? Some of you guys might have already answered that, but I'd love to hear if anyone else has thoughts about that.
I think most of the juniors that are a part of the SCPGA, any of the junior tours, they obviously play and practice at a facility. And I think there are PGA members at facilities all around Southern California, at almost every single one. I think one of the best resources is just to walk in and introduce yourself. That's what I did to Holly. I walked in, I said, "Hi, I'm Natalie. Let's do this. Let's get going, and I'm ready to learn." So whether or not you're looking for a place to play, whether or not you have a question about your career path, what you want to do, the SCPGA is full of incredible members and great mentors. And as a female, it's just great to see other amazingly strong women in the SCPGA. So I think just walk in and just ask is probably one of the best resources, because at probably almost every course in Southern California, there's someone in there that's PGA. So go find them and just ask a question. Everyone's super friendly and nice, and we're trying to grow. So yeah, I think that's perfect.
Yeah, good advice.
I think our section office is probably one of the best sections in the country, and the resources that we have are endless, and everyone answers their phone. So just get the directory and pick a name. I think everyone, if you have questions or directions or even career counseling or advice, that's definitely a way to go. Another resource I think also is if you're at a local club, maybe not so much the PGA membership, but also the members there or the folks that you run into all the time. They're all business people. They all have connections, and they may have some experience in the game that maybe it's a different avenue. Tech, as we know, is so high in golf right now that the future is going to be in, on our phones. So if any of you are interested or are really cool and fun with the mobile device, there's so much out there in the golf industry that's related to that. So just, don't limit yourself, but also go with people that that may enable you to go in one direction or the other. I think they're probably right in your most immediate surroundings. You just have to open your mouth, and they'll probably be very happy to help.
Would you mind if I jumped in for a second?
Absolutely.
Hi guys, I'm Kim Falcone. I am the chair of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, which created this Junior Catalyst. And I think the common theme that you're hearing from all of our panelists is that they were all sitting in your seat and they all loved playing golf, competitive golfers at that stage in their life, really didn't have this dream of becoming a PGA member, but somehow their path led that way. And it's just something to kind of, right now you might not be thinking, wow, what am I going to do with my career? Because you're still involved in high school and your tournament play and things like that. But just to have that, that seed planted that, hey, that might be something I might want to pursue one day. And, a couple of resources here in Southern California, we're really the hub of all the golf manufacturers. We've got Titleist and Cobra, Callaway, everybody pretty much except Ping is in Southern California, is in San Diego. And that's another really great resource, because maybe you might not want to go work at a club, but you might want to be in the golf industry in another way. And like Geoff was saying, I mean, technology, where we're talking about, TrackMan and golf simulators and all the tech that we have, also the golf manufacturers, that's a great resource if you're thinking, hey, maybe I'd want to get into that part of the industry. The other thing I wanted to mention is that there are 16 universities that have what's called a golf professional management program, which you attend which includes like UNLV, New Mexico State, Penn State, where you would go enroll. And when you graduate with your bachelor's degree, you also have completed all the requirements to become a PGA member. So most of us did not go that route. We went to college, played college golf, eventually decided, hey, I want to be a PGA member. And we went through all the steps to become that. But there are awesome opportunities where you could actually kind of, two birds with one stone. You could finish your college career, and they do have golf teams at those universities as well, but you are already a PGA member. So I think that we're really fortunate in Southern California that we have probably more opportunities, more resources than anywhere else in the nation. And we just encourage you to take advantage of all that. And like, Geoff said, don't be afraid to reach out to people. I know it's kind of intimidating, like, why would somebody at a big golf manufacturing company want to talk to me? Or why would this accomplished golf professional take an interest in me? But golf, like we said, it's a small world and we're a very close-knit community. And any of us would embrace somebody that was interested in learning more about this profession. So I know William will have all of our contact information for you at the end. He'll get that to you. So I just want to thank you guys for being here. And I'm super excited that we've had such a great panel for you to listen to. So thank you.
Thank you, Kim.
Another great resource, just really quick, is the internship programs. I mean, there are companies all over the country are offering internships, whether in high school or in college. I just counseled a member at our club. His niece just graduated from college, and she's trying to figure out her way. She worked at a club. She's in Arizona. She doesn't want to be a club pro, but this is an interesting conversation. This is right on the topic at hand. But she doesn't know what she wants to do. So I sat with her the other day, and we talked about all of her different options. And ultimately, we kind of narrowed it down. And she loves tournament golf, and she's worked in tournament operations. So she would like to work for either the LPGA tour or the PGA tour. So we kind of narrowed it down. But there's internships at all of these different places typically that you could contact these companies. So that's another resource. If you had the proactive action to go out and call some of these companies, they would love to provide that if they're available.
Thank you, Geoff. The last question I have for our panel is, and you guys already all answered this, but I kind of want to explore the playing opportunities that there are outside of PGA Tour and LPGA. I know Natalie and Geoff touched on it briefly. Hannah did as well, but I'm not sure if everyone knows, but our section does offer tournaments once you can't play in our junior tour anymore. And if our panel would love to share their experience through it.
Yeah, so what I didn't quite realize was that exactly what you said. There's tons of playing opportunities. In terms of the PGA, you have a chapter, which is like San Diego, and there's events for the chapter of San Diego. So it's you get to play amazing courses in the city of San Diego. And then beyond that, there's the section, meaning I get to go. Last year we played Hillcrest. We got to play the Valley Club, just the most amazing courses in Southern California that I would never have the opportunity to play while competing and making money doing that. So what I didn't realize was when I was younger was being a part of the golf industry and being a part of the PGA also meant I had the opportunity to compete and play, which is really special. And truly, there are opportunities for you to play in LPGA events or PGA events, like Michael Block plays in the PGA Championship when he wins Player of the Year. I was telling you I got an exemption to an LPGA event. There's avenues and routes to play competitively, almost more than there are because I went to Q school. I did that grind. They played in all kinds of tournaments. It's a lot less expensive too. The entry fees are a lot less expensive, and there's so many playing opportunities to play at amazing golf courses. So that's something that I wasn't aware of when I was younger. I wish I kind of knew more about that. I probably wouldn't have waited so long to join the PGA. But yeah, it's been really great.
Thank you, Natalie.
Yeah, I guess I'll chime in as a player. You know, I will probably die a player. You know, I'm a golf professional, but I'm a competitor. And so part of my ulterior motive in a way of becoming a PGA member was I had options of playing in some really big events as a professional, which I would not have had otherwise as just a regular professional and not a member of a major tour. So it was kind of for selfish reasons, but on the one side, I actually fell in love with being a club professional, but at the same time, I was able to access our golf tournaments. Like Natalie was saying, at the chapter level, I'm in the Palm Springs area. We have a ton of tournaments throughout the year, but then we also have section events. And it just so happened that, you know, we play a lot of great tournaments and courses in the Southern Cal area. And then you're also able to qualify for national events. Just so happened I qualified for the national PGA Professional Championship. Then if I play well in that event, then I qualify for the PGA Championship. So I'm really one tournament away from playing with all the best players in the world. And that's a big deal. It's an aspiration for me. Also within the section, when I was a little younger, the opportunities to play in our local PGA events, it was much easier. You could do a Monday qualifier and play at Riviera. That's not available anymore because of the Genesis Invitational, but we still have opportunities to get into the American Express as well as in the Farmers down in San Diego. So there are a number of things that you can play in, and even if you don't aspire to play on the PGA Tour and you just want to do a team event with your local friend and play in the pro event at the local club, it's a lot of fun. It's amazing camaraderie. You develop relationships and networking. So it's not always about that intense competition, though it is there for you, but it's also an opportunity to play in all different kinds of golf events. And frankly, that's why I'm in the business. It gives me a chance to play the game. So anyway.
Thank you, Geoff, and thank you, Natalie, for sharing your story and your experience with section events and how it leads to good opportunities outside of the section. At this time, does anyone have any questions for our panelists? If you guys have a question, please feel free to type it in the chat. I believe I also give you the option to unmute yourself. All right, if not, we're going to go ahead and start our Kahoot trivia here. So as a reminder, this trivia it asks questions, fun facts about all of our panelists here that I compiled. If you do win this Kahoot trivia, I will personally be sending out SCPJ Junior Tour and Tour Cup branded tee gifts. I have your information, so I'll reach out via email once we finish this game, okay? Let's see. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Perfect. So if you guys don't know how Kahoot works, you'll want to type in this web address right here, www.kahoot.it, into your web browser or your phone. It's going to ask you for a PIN, and then you can enter in that PIN.
William, Natalie wants to know if it's for the attendees or for.
Are we allowed to play the game or?
As a panelist, you're more than welcome to participate as well. It'll test your knowledge. Yeah.
Play against me. Let's go, everybody.
Yeah,
okay.
Please feel free to.
Come beat me. Let's do it.
Love the music too.
Leslie, you better log on. Let's do this. You and me.
Look at her. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
Oh God.
Here we go. Nickname.
fun.
I'm excited. All right, here we go.
Who's got that?
That's me. Who's for? I know who I'm going for.
I think it's a child.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Go, kid.
All right. Anyone else?
Yeah,
All right, Tim. Here we go, Tim.
See if we can get one more.
Leslie's trying, I can tell. She's getting on, she's typing in that. Oh, yeah, there she is.
Okay. I'm gonna start it.
Oh, there's a good question.
Oh, Nikki Gatchin?
Oh, who's NG?
Bring it, girls. Bring it.
Oh, we're gonna crush you. Oh, Nick Gatch, let's go.
She thought she was invisible,
Oh,
but
no
she's
way.
not.
We'll wait a few more seconds here just in case we have one more participant.
By the way, kids, this is our life all day, every day.
We have so
this
much fun. If you want to have super fun, come find us at Emerald Isle. You'll never not have the best time ever. It'll be great. Should I answer these?
All right, let's get started, okay?
There's some meeting chat.
There's some
stuff coming
questions.
in.
Yeah, there's some
You want me
questions.
to answer those questions?
I'm sorry, give me 1
A lot
second.
of chat.
There's a couple questions in the chat.
Maybe we'll
We can
just
ask,
get it.
we'll
I
answer
can
the
get it.
questions
William?
after. Yeah.
William, go ahead and do this. I can beat them all answering these questions. God.
I got here.
Wait,
I did it. I'm
1960
sorry. I did
versus-
it. I did it. I picked one.
What was that?
I did. That's what I picked.
Good.
Okay. Uh-oh.
It wasn't?
It wasn't.
Back to PGA school.
All right. So,
Trust me, this is why 5 years sociology major.
okay, here we go.
Tone down.
Hold on. I can't read it.
Ooh. Oh, I know this. This is not. Yep.
There we go.
Yeah. I got one. I got
That's
one.
easy.
Here we go. Can't make a comeback unless you start from behind.
That's right.
Oh, Nikki, no.
Nikki, get out.
Tough one.
Oh, this I know I'm gonna get this one right.
Oh, I know too.
No, Leslie, don't you dare.
Oh,
Oh, there's your pick, Nat.
Nice.
Wow, I'm in that.
She's in an 80s outfit.
Darn it, everyone got it right.
Yeah. Oh,
Nikki. Viv has the highest streak. Okay.
ooh.
Oh, in the
I
year?
remember
Oh.
this. Tuckwick Canyon.
Was that the right answer that I just picked?
Yeah, I think.
Okay, good. Nope, it wasn't.
It wasn't? Well, it had 3 in it. Oh, they all do.
Who said 93?
That
93.
that was Holly.
I did not see that.
God.
That was me. All right, you know
Jeff,
what?
you look young.
Close.
You look young.
This is a hard one.
This is unfair.
This is a hard one.
Let's go with that.
Nikki, why don't you okay, go with that one?
Yeah.
Blue.
That's easy.
Oh man, we didn't
Oh,
Greg, dude, we're gonna get last.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Okie dokie. I'm not even
oh
on
my
the-
God. NG.
Nikki needs to pull out.
I mean, if
Nikki,
I don't
why
get
are you not
100%, I need to be fired.
look at Ray. Nice.
That's the cool picture.
Yeah.
I
That's
forgot you're a
easy.
lefty, Ray.
Yeah.
Right.
I just played golf not too long
We
ago.
got one right. All right, we got one. We're on the board. Here we go. We're not on the board. Oh,
I know this.
Ooh.
Aw.
Oh, wow.
that
No.
Nat, coach. No, that's
That's
Emma.
Emma.
Cool picture.
Emma. Well,
You can't ask her.
okay.
Do your math.
I graduated in. Let me guess. I think it was.
Maybe NG got this one wrong.
Oh my god.
I probably did. Yeah, I did.
Dang it.
Oh,
Let's dang it. All right, I'm rooting for the underdog, Leslie. You go get him. Go get him, Leslie.
Okay, I gotta know this. She is
AR for sure.
not.
Oh my gosh, if we get this wrong, we go. Oh gosh.
Totally.
You got that wrong?
No, we got one right. Oh look, we're back
That
on
was
the
easy.
board.
Scotty's from Texas.
Come on.
Come on, coach, go get him.
Come
All right,
on.
last 2 is going to be a little bit harder.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Mm.
ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, what course is that? Let's look at the background.
Oh, that's easy.
Oh, what?
I hope so. I hope
I
it's
should
easy
know
now.
that place.
Starts with a V.
Oh, you did it! Oh,
Oh,
wait, no. Well, at least we're having fun.
Totally.
We're gonna get last place, but we're having a blast.
I have a positive attitude about my position. in
Oh my
this.
gosh, you could better get this one right.
I'm gonna say true. Oh, that could be.
Oh, someone got it wrong.
oh
Okay.
God.
4.
Lastly, good job.
Ooh, NG.
Jeez.
Nikki,
Nice.
You're disqualified.
I'm obviously giving my
Nice job.
prize.
To Leslie.
That
I'm
is so
obviously giving my prize to 4,
Yeah.
assuming that is one of our junior members.
good.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know you were a president.
It's all right. I've only been the president for like 12 years because no one else did.
all right. Thank you guys for participating in that trivia. I just want to confirm, who is 4? F-O-R-E.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
Oh,
I never win Kahoot at school.
oh,
There's a question. Ed Lonecki is a great resource.
so is Naomi 4?
Yeah, is Naomi 4?
Oh,
yes.
awesome. Yay.
Good job, Naomi.
Perfect. Okay. I'll reach out to you guys, or I'll reach out to you, Naomi, in the next, probably tomorrow, just to get your information, just to send you those gifts. Looks like, let's see. Tim Forkum asks, my daughter is 13 and son William 9, both have been starting JDT. Is there PGA in Santa Clarita? And I believe Nikki answered that.
Yeah, I think I got all the questions answered, Ray,
Okay.
in the chat. If anybody has anything else, just email Ray or William directly.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, everyone, thank you so much for being a part of this this Junior Catalyst. Thank you, panelists, for being a part and sharing your stories and answering the questions. It was very nice to hear your background and nice to hear your advice. I truly appreciate everything that you guys do for the golf industry.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank
And
you.
for all viewers, if you have questions, please feel free to reach out again to myself or Kim Falcone. And then if needed, you could also ask us for the contact information for everyone in this call. I hope everyone has a good night. I'll look forward to seeing you guys soon. You guys take care, okay?
Take care.
Bye, thanks.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
Peace.
I thought that went really well, William.
Yeah, it was I liked hearing everyone's story. It's
I know,
definitely
right?
interesting.
Yeah. Well, especially, golf pros are pretty modest. They don't share their accomplishments